Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Real Talk Podcast. We got my boy Brandon in the top left. We got Dracula bottom left. We got Weapon XKP bottom right. And then we got Deshaun right here talking. So as you guys know, we always start this podcast off with what we've been watching lately. And I'm excited to get into mine because it's a little weird, but and I'm kind of cheating, but I'll start with you. I'll go last. So I'll start with Brandon. What have you been watching?
I've been watching a lot of Eternal reviews. Like debating whether I should buy the game, and I did. No, I'm just joking. I haven't really watched much this week, honestly, at all. I was just waiting to see like the season finale of Invincible, and we'll talk about that shortly. But I can't wait to hear what you guys have been talking.
Dracula's always interesting, so let's go with him next.
Yeah, what animes have you been watching, you nerd?
I do have a new anime. Fuck you.
You weeb.
But no, last night actually, for the first time, it pains me to say this, especially as a Quentin Tarantino fan, but for the first time, at 29 years old, I watched Jackie Brown.
You haven't watched that movie before?
I have never watched that movie before, and
for when you absolutely positively gotta kill every motherfucker in the room. Yeah, dude, that movie's awesome.
Yo, I loved it. I loved it. I did not see that ending coming. I don't know. Has anybody else seen it? Everybody's seen it, right? No. But so then I won't go into too much spoiler territory. All I'll say is, after watching that, I feel like definitely up there on my top 10. Not top 10. Top like one or two. No, three, because my first one would probably be Pulp Fiction. Top 3 Tarantino films. It's up there.
Oh, speaking of Pulp Fiction, have you ever? He just came out with a tweet that they showed what was in the briefcase, like the set briefcase.
No, what's in the set briefcase? What was in the set briefcase?
The light bulb. It's just a light bulb. When they open it, the light bulb comes on.
I kind of feel like tell you what was in the briefcase, though.
That's canon. It's just a really powerful light bulb.
Yeah.
No,
literally,
it was,
all it is a light bulb.
It was. Oh my God, what was that dude's name? The bald dude.
One's soul. It's no one's soul. It's no one's nothing, dude. It's just.
Come on, it's gold.
No, it's fucking just treasure. It's whatever you need it to be. It's plot device.
That's a very lazy plot device, but I'll take it.
Who cares?
As a Tarantino fan, lazy plot device. No, Jackie Brown was dope, and then as far as TV, I started watching Death Parade from Weapon X's suggestion, and I'm on episode 2. Episode 1, I was like, at the ending, especially after credits, I was like, so glad I waited for the credits. And then the second episode was like explaining the first one. I enjoyed how it was set up. That was really dope. I'm definitely gonna get into it. I don't want to go into too much territory because I still have no idea what the fuck's going on, to be honest with you. Like, I know it deals with like the afterlife, and you know, people come to this little area and it's like a little bar, and they, play a game, and they're judged based on both their life and how they play this game. So far from what I know.
Yep.
So
exactly.
It's pretty cool. It's pretty interesting. I need more stuff like this. I need more stuff like Psycho-Pass because I finished that. Yeah, I like stuff like that. It's really cool.
I mean, I feel like animes are just like that across the board. They're just intense, psychological.
Yeah, that's what I like about Death Parade. Like, you're looking at like the psychological behind like who they were in the real world, and then who they are and how they act in like kind of afterlife of it all. Like, yeah, I really like it.
That sounds kind of like what's that show with Ted Danson? Where he's like
The Good Place.
Yeah, that sounds.
I started that. Yeah, no, The Good Place is very bright and colorful and airy compared to this. This is very dark and rough.
I mean,
Dracula, how far did you get into The Good Place?
Probably like an episode or 2.
Yeah, see, yeah.
You didn't even finish first season.
Well, let me just spoil it for you.
Don't spoil it for him. Don't spoil it for him.
Well, it'll probably make him like finish it. There's like 3 seasons.
He needs to finish it, and I want him to see like I want him to be surprised.
It's a bad place, Dan. It's a bad place.
Oh,
fine.
Lord.
I'll give it a watch.
Alright, so, what have you been watching? Weapon X.
Okay, I've been watching Shadow and Bone on Netflix.
Ooh,
I heard of
Kind of
that.
like
okay.
it's really good. It's kind of like set in like the 1800s
That
type
just came out, right?
era. Yeah, I think it came out like last week or something like that. Set in like the 1800s, where it's like there's magic in this world as well, and there's everybody has like they're called Grisha, and like not everybody has magic. It's just some special people have magic, and everybody has like some are healers, some are like heart renders that can control like heart, your body heat, all the other stuff, and some people have like it's all different. Go ahead.
Pause.
Pause.
Is that not literally the same exact plot as The Nevers on HBO?
Not really.
Because that's set.
Really.
Yeah. Like,
The Nevers. No, I get what you're saying. I've only seen the first episode of The Nevers, but it's kind of different from like, cause like, all right, where The Nevers is like they each have like different powers, to where in this world, like several people could have the same type of power. You get me? Like in The Nevers, they're all kind of unique.
Okay.
And this world is like, okay, this person, like, there's a bunch of people who have fire power. There's a bunch of people who have, like, this type of power.
Gotcha.
So then there's this big thing they call the Fold, that's like this shadow place that's, like, cutting off half the country. So it's like, half the country is, like, split in two because of this big fold, or this big, like, shadow fold wall, thing. You go through it, it's, like, full of, like, fucking monsters and things that'll kill you in an instant. And like, but the problem is it's the only way some people can get to other places. So they have to find a way to try to get through the place, get through the fold with survive, like get through it and survive. Because if they try to go take the long way, they're going into another country that's going to, kill them if they try to go in that way. They go another way is way too long. They, so they try to go through the fold. But thing is, they have finally found this thing called the Sun Summoner, that they always prophesied that the Sun Summoner is going to be one that breaks down this, the shadow fold, that has all this monsters.
Here, let me go ahead and tell you how that's going to pan out. Horribly. Do you know why? Because what does light do? Create more fucking shadow. Let the fold.
Yeah, but the light, when the Shadow Summoner was found in the fold, in the shadow place, it actually destroyed all the monsters and stuff that were in the shadow. The fold still exists, so they needed to train this person to actually technically bring the whole fold.
You said it was called the Sun Summoner?
Sun Summoner, yeah, that's what they called the person. The Sun Summoner. And there's only one of their kind. So everybody was hyped when they finally discovered her, because they're like, okay, now we have somebody that can take down this shadow, take down this fold that's cutting off half the country. Now this fold was created by a evil, magic Grisha from centuries ago, and there's a whole story behind why it was created. But later on in the show, you figure out the real past behind why that fold was created. Okay. Shadow and Bone, pretty good. I enjoyed it. 8 episodes.
I forgot Netflix released all their episodes at once, so
yeah. I think next I'm gonna watch the Irregulars. I've
also heard of that. Yeah.
Yeah, that's on my
Actually,
list.
To circle back to me, I'm a lying ass bitch, bro. The Circle.
Bro, ready?
Oh yeah, me too. I've been watching The Circle as well. Yeah.
Sorry, I just straight up lied to y'all.
Yeah, oh my god.
I definitely just watched. Yeah.
I do remember you talking in the chat, asking if anyone watched it.
Yeah, I definitely.
Who you rooting for, Brandon?
Trevor's gonna win.
Trevor, yeah, same as you. I'm rooting for Trevor.
And then next season, I think actual Trevor is gonna come back play his wife, and they're going to be the first back to
I
back.
thought about that, but then it wouldn't work because then they'd be like, "Oh no, now it's just the husband playing the wife." It wouldn't work. It'd be fun, but it wouldn't.
Mitchell came back, and he was also the brother of these two guys. So it's like,
No, but that was different. He wasn't, catfishing as, the brother. They weren't catfishing as.
Yeah, I don't know. It's I think it's either Trevor or Chloe.
I think I want it to be Trevor, but I feel like it's going to be mess around and be either River, Chloe, or what is going to be the two catfishes that's together. John.
Yeah.
I think what's going to happen is everybody's going to be targeting everybody else. That it's going to fuck around and make John win. That's what I think is going to happen.
Because that's what I was saying. Yeah, because it's two sides that hate each other, and then it's going to balance out, and then it's basically the middle player is going to become the number one player.
Exactly. It's going to fuck around and win.
Yeah, because River fucked up by becoming the influencer leading into the final, so now he's not going to be the winner. Yeah.
And
my girlfriend's
here's the crazy part. Here's the crazy part about John. Like, I don't know why they were so on River's team, because if I wanted to win the game, first people I would get out are River and Courtney. Why would I want River and Courtney on my side?
Well, no one knew that they were like a power couple till literally right in the middle, and then a lot Mitchell piecing together that he was I don't know. It was the new guys could have taken it over, but they were too fast and too they should have just played the background. They tried to take the ball,
and that was Kate.
These guys don't know what the fuck is happening.
No idea. I'm completely lost.
Way too fast. Cat jumped into deep water way too fast, way too early.
Yeah.
You don't jump in trying to trash somebody, and you're the one new to the game. You should have played the position. Yeah.
If anything, once you knew that, you should have tried to befriend that powerhouse and be like, hey, I know your secret. You go to him and be like, hey, I pieced this together. You're the Joker, and I want to work with you. Same thing with Emily. Once she got caught after that makeup challenge, he should have just changed his profile picture to be like, hey, guys, listen, look.
Is this a reality show or something?
Yeah.
But
it's very unique.
It's basically Quarantine the show.
What?
Okay.
Yeah, you get locked up for 2 weeks, can't see anybody, and all you have is social media to.
That sounds like hell.
But here's the thing. Here's the thing. It sounds boring as fuck, but once you watch it, it's entertaining as fuck.
No, for me as a person to be in that situation, that sounds. I'm not about it.
Let me explain to you probably one of the best character arcs I've seen on TV this year, which is Chloe. She's this girl from Essex who was on Too Hot to Handle. She talks like this, babes. I'm all about my porn star martinis. Oh, you're fucking beautiful, just tall, makeup, whatever. My girlfriend hates her. When you first saw her, you're like, this is fucking stupid.
I was like, fucking nice.
Whatever. But she's just such a genuine bimbo where she can't count down. She can't subtract 2 from 8 if she thinks it's 5. And then she takes a second and has to count down and be like, 7, 6. She's just a dummy, but she's so genuine and nice.
Exactly. And that's the thing, is you can't hate her because it's just so genuine. It's she's not fake or anything. It's just she's not the smartest bulb in the pack, but she's so genuine.
It's just a show about just being yourself, and hopefully that's being number one. You know what I mean? Because honestly, people come in and they try to be someone else, and
because the thing to the show, you can catfish as somebody else. You can come in and say, "Oh, my name is." Your real name might be, John, but you come and say, "I'm Kimberly from New York," and have a whole different profile and stuff like that. And
you could have a prison convict playing a 4'10" Asian girl.
Exactly.
Yeah. It's a cool
and
show.
all people know are the pictures and what you say to them.
Jeez.
So, yeah.
That reminds me I don't know if you got when you go on Snapchat, there's these little ads, right? And they have little shows. There's this show called Phone Swap where they set people like so people meet on like Tinder or whatever.
Oh yeah,
and they set people up with the first date, and they swap phones to see who the other person is, and it's like funny as hell. Because you get to go through anything on their phone. Like you could go through their texts, their pictures, their history. It's so funny.
Oh, wow. I don't know.
Why are you watching breastfeeding videos on YouTube?
Yeah, they be going through their history. That's literally how it be too.
My YouTube fucking playlist is great.
It depends on what era of me is like. I don't know. If it was younger me, I'd have been in trouble.
But yeah, I would all recommend you guys watch The Circle. Give it at least 3 episodes before you talk about it. Give it at least 3 episodes.
Yeah.
Was that on Netflix?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Give it at least 3 episodes. I swear, like once I saw the first season of The Circle, because it's originally a UK show. I saw the first season of The Circle and immediately like found the UK show online, started watching the UK version online. And like I love this series so much. It's so good.
Yeah, I tried to do that, but I was like, I kind of just like my American homies, and so
until you met Chloe, and then they're like,
yeah. Now, honestly, after meeting her, I was like, maybe I could do a UK series. So for people like Chloe, so.
So like I said, what I've been watching is kind of cheating. So I'll get the short thing out of the way first. I've been watching. Well, yesterday I watched what I recommended to Weapon X, which is Mortal Kombat Scorpion's Revenge. Way better than the movie.
Yeah, so go watch it.
Way better than the movie. Definitely, like by far, it's what I wanted the movie to be. To be honest.
I think in the Mortal Kombat review, I perfectly said like you had to insert that movie into like the subplot, like literally like right when Scorpion dies. If you just watch Scorpion's Revenge, it like fills in all like the shit, and it's it is.
Yeah, I remember you said that.
It is a doper movie, honestly. Like, and just WB knows what they're doing.
And just like in the first 15 minutes, I mean, because I've only watched like 20 or 30 minutes so far, you see like a lot of people's backstory, and like they don't even dive that like far into the backstory, but they still give you enough that you kind of understand where the characters are. That's why I kind of enjoy from that so far. You still get enough that you understand, like, okay, this is who this person is. This is, you know.
Just like wait until you see like you're gonna love Johnny Cage in that once you like finish it. Best part of that movie. Like what you thought of Kano, that's like Johnny Cage in this movie.
Yeah.
But the other thing, so it's not really a watch, but I've been catching up on my Marvel comic events, and I started this comic called Silver Surfer Black, and how Brandon feels about Invincible, that's how I feel about this Silver Surfer comic. Like this is some of the best art I've ever seen in a comic book. One of my favorite like stories ever. It was just like I went to sleep at like 3 a.m. last night just because I was reading all of this like at once.
Silver Surfer Black is one of those comics that were like highly reviewed, highly talked about when it was out. It's one that like, you know, it's very like well loved.
Whoa.
For me,
crazy.
Yeah, for me,
art's crazy.
The art is a little too abstract for me. That's why I can never get into it. I kind of like the more realistic type art. It's just
Yep.
It's a little.
That's it.
People love.
What?
Yeah, that's the cover I took a screenshot of. I was sending it to my dad. I was like, "Yo, this comic is amazing."
Look at his art.
Yeah, bro.
And also,
I'm telling you, Brandon, read the comic. Read
that
it.
artist also did a Nick Fury comic book too. That everybody.
Is it the same art style?
I believe that was it. Yeah, the same art style. I believe so. I'll have to check my notes, but
Who's the Void Knight?
The Void Knight. That's Null. So like he's like the new villain that's like in the middle of this event.
Cool.
Like I know how Silver Surfer ended up in there because I read Guardians of the Galaxy, and that's where that kind of happens.
Yeah, the black hole.
Black hole, yeah. So that's where. But I never read Silver Surfer Black. Because, like I said,
Bro, read
even
it.
though everybody talked about how well the story, like how great the story is, and how like great the art is, it's just that art just doesn't do it for me. It's way
Bro,
too like
you have to read it
abstract.
just for the story.
Yeah.
The story, like the ending, I don't even want to spoil it because the ending is just like so good.
Mm.
Like just the ending alone, like I had to buy a hard copy just because like I love the art and the way it ended. Like I was like, oh, I gotta buy this. I gotta have this like in my hands.
All I know is he ends the story black, black, and he also he winded up like living through centuries again, like living through like the same like
That's like
he went to the
the
past and
surface
lived through
level of it.
centuries again.
that's
Say
the
what?
surface level. That's the surface
Yeah,
level.
that's
of it.
all I know about it though. It's like he
Bro,
ends
just
black
read
and-
read it. You won't regret it. Like once you see that ending, you won't regret. Like
Yeah, I know. Everybody tell me how good it is. It's just like I said,
it's amazing.
I'm more like when it's art, like art always drags. I'll read average comic that has art that I enjoy instead of a really good comic that has art that I'm like yeah. So I'm terrible when it comes to that. But that's just how it is. What
Yeah,
other comic adventure is reading anyway?
So I just finished Absolute Carnage, and I've been reading the Donny Cates Venom run. So, and this Venom run has been one of my favorite reads too, like in a while. Like I truly like it made me want to watch the Venom movie, and I feel crazy for that, just because I want to see more Venom.
Anything Donny Cates puts his hands on is a great comic. I would recommend the Thanos comic that he did as well. So fucking
Yeah.
good. Donny
Oh,
Cates.
And going back to because he wrote this Silver Surfer story, so he has like this beautiful story where he met Stan Lee for the first time, and he was like he asked Stan Lee like what his favorite creation was, and Stan Lee answered that it was Silver Surfer, and like he's like once he figured out Stan Lee died, he erased everything he had for the original story he wanted to do, and he like rewrote this Silver Surfer story just because Stan Lee died as like a tribute to Stan Lee. So like just read this comic. I'm telling you guys, you won't regret it. Like just try to get over well, I know Brandon loves the art style, but Weapon X, you got to get over the art style and just read it, bro. Like I'll know when you see the ending because yeah, it's just the ending's that good. I don't even want to talk about it. I don't want to hint at it. I don't want to.
Do you have to know anything about anything?
Oh no, it's a self story.
Cool.
Wait, do you know like what the Silver Surfer is? Like his character, like as a whole.
Yeah, he's the messenger of Galactus, right?
Yeah, that's all you need to know going into
Okay,
it.
cool. Yeah, I was about to say that's all you need to know.
He's the herald of destruction.
That's literally all you need to know. Like why he's in where he's at, it's not important. They even like recap it in the pages. So.
Okay.
A lot of comics you generally don't need to know, like, because they'll recap a lot of shit in the comics.
That's in the
and it's only 5 issues too, so it's a quick read.
Which is fun. This is gonna be the perfect segue, but yeah, I don't know how many times I've heard this fucking story about Viltrum already in the Invincible comics, so it's hilarious. The story about Viltrum, about like the Empire. They constantly like recap you on it because that's what comics do, right? Because they don't know what issue you're gonna jump in on. It's like
exactly.
It's funny.
And since we're on that topic, when I was watching the Mortal Kombat Scorpion's Revenge, I turned to my girlfriend. I was like, I don't know what I've seen more: Scorpion's family die, or Bruce Wayne's parents die, or Uncle Ben die. Because Scorpion, they go through Scorpion's origin story like every single like time on Mortal Kombat.
Yeah, because they're trying to make him a good guy. You know what I mean?
I was about to say, why are they trying to humanize Scorpion?
Because
I mean that's so. If you don't know the original,
so
like in the original Mortal Kombat game, Ed Boon said like Mortal Kombat was about the story between Scorpion and Sub-Zero, and everyone else were just side characters. But they ended up retconning that and making Mortal Kombat the tournament. So like the original story was Scorpion versus Sub-Zero, and that's why they do that with Scorpion.
Yeah, it's just
like this, such a fight to make this, Hell Spawn likable.
Yeah. Plus,
I mean, he's likable because I don't need a villain to be fucking to have a good. I don't need him to be, have a reason for doing the shit that he does for me to enjoy him.
Yeah.
Like I fucking love Sabretooth, and he doesn't have a reason to fuck with Wolverine. It's just he loves fucking with Wolverine because he wants Wolverine to be more like him. I don't need more than that.
Yeah.
Plus, the creator of Mortal Kombat like constantly says how Scorpion's his favorite character, so he's always gonna get that treatment.
Yeah, he's the little hero treatment, and then also, yeah, because it's confusing because he's like a bad guy, right? But he's like a good bad guy sort of thing. Where it's basically his version of Spawn. That's all it is. It's his Spawn. Cabal is his Flash. It's just his way of creating his favorite superheroes, and it's just that's all it is.
But yeah, definitely read Silver Surfer Black though. Like
I'm gonna check that out, bro. I'll probably buy it today, digital.
Bro, I had to buy the hard copy because the art's just so like I want to hang that art up on my wall. Like I love it that much. But
I was going to recommend something, but I'm like, I want to recommend something that's more self-contained, so I'm not going to recommend that. But if you want to read a good run of like a Daredevil comic, the current one with Chip Zdarsky, I think that's how you pronounce it. I'm sorry, but like his current Daredevil run is so fucking good. It's so fucking good. It's like dealing with the fact that like Daredevil, like he went to go fight some like random like thugs or whatever, and like stop the random thugs, and he winds up accidentally killing one. So it's dealing with that, the ramifications of that to a whole bunch of issues.
So my problem with Daredevil is like his stories are always like so bleak and dark that I feel like I need some levity.
Yeah, dude, that's life.
That's kind of the whole point,
bro.
I mean, yeah, I know that. That's why I don't read much Daredevil because like he's always like his life is always so fucked up.
Yeah,
well, yeah.
He's blind.
Somehow still gets cheeks.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah, bro, because he's got
Daredevil slaves. Daredevil, dog.
He's got that lawyer money.
Half
got
of
avocado and all money.
It's crazy.
What lawyer money? He's always doing pro bono shit.
He don't got no money.
Boner work, dude.
Pro bono.
I don't know.
But I haven't read Daredevil in a while. Does Foggy have money now, or is he like broke?
In the show, he's got money.
Not in the show. In the comic.
I mean, in a comic, he's Foggy isn't like he ain't rich, but he ain't broke either. So he ain't. But I would definitely recommend this current Daredevil. But I mean, it's still gonna be a lot of that bleak stuff because it deals with because Daredevil whole thing is this Catholic guilt. And it's like dealing with the fact that like I've done this, and he, for the first couple of issues, he could not believe he actually done it. He was like, there has to be some trick. I didn't really kill anybody. I'm better than this. Somebody's trying to trick me. This, that, and third. And he actually has to like deal with the fact that no, he actually did it. And it's like dealing with the ramifications of that. No, it's such a good comic. It's really good.
I might check it out.
It's really good.
I love how this was instead of what are we watching, what are we reading?
I know, right?
This is the end over here.
I was reading it.
I should break out one of a book that my friend gave me yesterday, but I'm not because
when I was reading Silver Surfer last night, I was like, I gotta bring this up. This is just too good to not.
I'm telling you, man, when you find a good book, sometimes it's like, why are we even watching stuff?
I feel that though.
You can't find like a movie with that sort of art.
Yeah, man, it's just like it's you, and it's like, oh, no one knows unless they show them. Hey, look at this page, and you're like, all right, I don't know.
Speaking of comics, I was just talking about the fact that like I love that somebody looked at. There are people who looking at the Invincible show, and it's kind of and after watching it, they want to read the comics, and I love stuff like that.
Oh yeah, I definitely want to read it.
People who don't even read comics are saying like, I want to go and read the comics. I love stuff like that.
Oh, dude, yeah.
It's good for the platform, for the industry. Like, yes, you see a good show or good cartoon that's based on a comic, read the comic. Read it. Good, man.
Yeah.
Love it.
Look at that, baby. 1 and 2.
Nice.
More
people reading comics, the better, man. I'm all for it.
Oh yeah, it's my girlfriend constantly thanks me all the time. She's like, honestly, thank you for like showing me comics. She's like, because it's really cool, and it's like you get really interesting story in a format you didn't think you could.
And the other thing about comics is a lot of people feel like when they think of comics, they only think of the superhero stuff, and it's like that's not all comics is. There's tons of variations and tons of anything you can get from a story, like from TV shows and movies, and it's like different genres and stuff like that. That's just how comics is.
Yeah, you can literally get an autobiography in comic book form.
Exactly.
Yeah.
There's something for everybody in comics. You just have to go get it. Gotta go find it.
It's just Marvel and DC.
Every week I tell you guys, I'm like, I do not like superhero comics. Like, I don't like Spider-Man comics. Like, no, thank you. I don't want to read it. Like, Invincible happens to be a superhero.
And the good thing is, like, Brandon, you don't have to because you still have so many other comics that you can read.
Exactly.
Exactly.
I don't like reading about masked people. I don't really give a fuck. Like, this is the kind of shit I like to read. The Shaolin Cowboy.
Yeah.
I feel like I heard of that.
Oh, this book is nuts.
Who writes that anyway?
It's literally, it's no dialogue. It's just like probably like 136 pages of violence.
God damn.
Yeah, it's literally every page is nuts. Like, dude, it's just like a panoramic of all the people he's. It's fucking insane. There's literally 30 pages of just like a splash. It's a 30-page splash page, if you can imagine that. 30 pages.
Damn.
30-page splash page of like the mob he has to fight, and then the rest of the comic is him just.
That's kind of funny.
It's fucking epic. There's no dialogue, and like barely any dialogue. It's just this little old Asian cowboy slaughtering hillbillies in the desert.
So, moving on from that, let's actually get into some movies and shows.
Yeah.
I don't know if you guys saw the teaser for this, but there's a Dexter revival coming this fall.
Yes.
Yeah. I've known about that. I've known about that for like years.
Yeah, it's been talked about for years, but they just showed a teaser for it.
It was good seeing his little smirk again. I was like, I missed you.
Man, me too. And like, I don't care that the ending, of the first show wasn't that great. I'm still here for the revival.
That's why they did it that way. It was because it was such a good character that the only way to end it was ambiguous. Where it was like, listen, this is too good to like. Michael C. Hall's dope, even when he's like, it was smart and it worked because look, we're all happy for it. So.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I'm here for it, man. I watch it in a heartbeat. Like, Dexter was my show when it came out. Even though
that shit was fantastic.
Oh yeah. I remember watching that first season and like I was hooked. I was like, I'll watch anything. Like I fucking love it. Even though the later seasons aren't as good, I'm still here for this revival, man. I need more Dexter.
This was before Netflix was a thing. I had to rent the season DVDs from the library.
Wow, I remember that.
Yeah. From the library, right?
Yeah.
By Cypress. Yeah, by high school. Oh my god.
I had the first season of Daredevil on DVD. And that's how I had to watch it. I had the first season on
y'all remember that? When you had to get the little red envelopes for Netflix? When Netflix was the red envelope, bro?
Yeah, I had those.
I was out of the country when they were
my
doing
time.
that. Yeah.
It was not that long ago, bro.
That was, when was that?
I mean,
like, what year?
Deshaun, we were around when things like Blockbuster
Jeez.
Oh.
Well, I was around.
I remember buying Mask of the Phantasm at a Blockbuster.
I still use like Blockbuster and Family Video, but I'd only rent games from that, not movies.
Yeah,
So we had Blockbuster, and in Brooklyn we had Hollywood Video.
And the games never
You know
worked.
what I used to love back in the day? Sunny Coast. Sunny Coast was where I used to get all my anime back in the day. Sunny Coast Video.
Never heard of that.
Yeah, I don't know.
Is it a local?
It don't exist anymore. But I don't know if it was just on like the East Coast or whatever. But it was where I would go and get all my anime. Anytime I needed my new episodes, Yu Yu Hakusho and Dragon Ball Z and Inuyasha, I was going to Sunny
I
Coast
wanted
Video.
the Japanese versions. He's like, I'm not waiting for the English.
No, I needed the videos, man. I couldn't wait. I needed the videos.
I love it.
But yeah, I don't know if I. Well, I don't want to say I'm excited for the Dexter revival, but I'm definitely gonna watch it though.
Oh, yeah.
But
I'm
I'll probably
definitely
rewatch the series, and that'll get me excited for it.
I mean, most revivals aren't that good, but
How's the Prison Break revival? Because I haven't watched a single second of it.
I couldn't.
Yeah, I didn't even finish it. I still want to go back and finish it just because, but it didn't really. Okay.
I mean, how long can that show go on? Like,
Dude, I don't know how it went past the first season, bro. So
First season was great though.
yeah,
First season was
and
good.
that's all I needed. I was like, huh? He's back in prison again, but he got his.
They kept it, and they literally kept throwing him back in prison.
I was like,
There's a new prison he has to escape out
I was
of.
literally like, bro, you literally completed your mission. Everything's tied up in a perfect bow. Why are you back in this situation again?
Oh god, that's like the show Revenge with Emily Vanderkamp.
Oh, I watched like one
yeah.
season of that. I was like, huh.
There shouldn't have been more than one season, maybe two tops. But it's like she's getting revenge on the people who framed and murdered her father. And it was like there didn't need to be more than 2 seasons of that, and they really stretched that shit way longer than they needed to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Again, echoing what I told you guys, where I was like, American TV shows need a cue of like, just do 1-2 seasons. That's it, bro. Move on.
that's why I respect shows like Sons of Anarchy, where they have like a defined ending. Sons of Anarchy is like underrated. I feel like too. Like nobody talks about it.
That should.
You're right. Nobody really talks about it.
Well, nobody talks about it like they talk about the big shows on social
Yeah.
media.
Mhm.
But critically, people love Sons of Anarchy.
Yeah, everyone loves Sons of Anarchy. Everyone. This show was
If you
on.
don't like
one of
it,
those shows that
you're weird.
when people were on social media that they were like, "Oh, this is what's going on in Sons of Anarchy." Like you don't hear people talk about Sons of Anarchy like they did, like they're talking about Snowfall, stuff like that.
Yeah,
I've never heard anyone talk about Snowfall.
I see it on
Yeah.
Twitter all the time. Just because of that one guy, the brick by brick guy. I
Like,
think.
isn't it like on season 5 right now? And I've never done
But
it.
is that what this is? He says it in that show.
Yeah,
Oh,
I built this brick by brick.
yeah.
Oh my god.
That I literally every time I come across that video, I just watch it over and over just because the delivery.
Damn, if I let you tear it down, just how you don't like how another nigga talk.
Just that scene is just like that needs to be in the Hall of
I didn't
Fame.
watch Snowfall, but I know that scene.
Yeah, I know that scene by heart just because of
Your
Twitter.
weapon needs to do acting.
Nah. Yeah, no. But we're here for the Dexter revival. Great.
Yeah.
Mhm.
You know, could be
Definitely
bad,
watching
could be good, but I'm still gonna watch it regardless. We're gonna
But
see.
just the I know he's gonna like act his ass off and
Oh yeah,
even
and
if
I'm
it's bad.
curious if they bring back, his girlfriend who's also a murderer as well. His girlfriend with his kid and stuff like that. I wonder if they're gonna bring him back. Because I'm a big fan of Yvonne Strahovski. She's from
I haven't watched it in so
Yeah.
long. I forget almost everything about it. Doesn't the
Yvonne
sister
Strahovski
die?
was in Chuck. Huh?
The sister died at the end of the show, right?
No, I
Mhm.
don't think so.
I
Yeah.
thought she was dying in the boat when they were like in the boat, like right before the credits.
I don't believe she died. Yeah.
It
Me and
was
my
like a hurricane or something. I don't fucking know.
He drove the boat into like a fucking hurricane.
And she didn't die though.
I don't know.
I don't know.
I don't think.
Nah,
I think it was
I
just,
don't remember.
he was just on it, and then it's just. Did he die? Did he not die?
Mhm.
I will say one of the worst storylines that they did with Dexter is making Deb fall in love with him. I was like, this
They
is
did
the
that?
weirdest shit. Yes.
Oh, I definitely don't remember this show.
You
then.
don't remember?
Oh my
Yeah,
God.
that whole like kind of, sort of, not really incest storyline.
Yeah, that was fucking terrible.
That was.
I mean,
very
wasn't
weird.
that when she was like unhinged? Like
I
she
don't
was, wasn't she? She was losing it. That was like towards the end, wasn't it?
The last
Yeah.
thing I
Yeah,
remember
there
is
was-
when
yeah,
she was dating that cop guy who was like trying to be good but also like
kind of a
So
Not
come
good.
back.
Yeah.
Yeah, because wasn't that after she found out that he was a serial killer?
Yeah.
Yeah,
She
yeah,
knew.
then-
She knew by that point.
Where she was just like, "You're doing good stuff." Like, I don't know. She was a weird complex. Yeah, where she was just like.
It's funny when people try to talk and say like, Joe from You. They say Joe from You and Dexter would be friends and shit. Joe from You and Dexter would not be friends. Dexter would kill Joe.
Yeah.
I didn't watch that show, so
That show is weird.
I mean,
Yeah,
Dexter
it looks
kills
fucking weird.
bad people. He's like fucked up, like
Batman.
not as fucked up Punisher.
Oh yeah, true. Like if
Yeah.
or if like a crazy Batman killed people.
You is also Dracula. I would also recommend You is a really good show too. I mean, but no, there's no but. It's a really good show, and you would think it'd be no story for a second season, but they still found space for a second season as well. But
Right.
I don't know what they're gonna do with this third season because the way it ends in the third season, I'm like, where do you go from here? Because are you just going to do this whole thing again? Like, how can you do this whole thing again? Because then it's just going to feel repetitive.
Yeah.
Probably is gonna be repetitive.
Right.
Yeah. So, I don't know how you go.
That's how I feel about Stranger Things. Like I feel like it should have ended after like season 2 at
Yeah.
most.
Yeah. I still haven't seen season 3 yet.
That show should have been one season thing.
Yeah,
I wouldn't. Yeah, I would have been mad at it.
It should have been a mini-series.
That's
You know,
why I
we,
say more
we
shows
say
to follow
that
The
now.
Watchmen.
Now that we have the content, but I feel like back then, after season 1 wrapped, I
Yeah,
would've been like, I want a season 2. I want to see how this is
I
going to go.
thought that was a perfect little one-off story. I thought
When
it was,
Watchmen ended, I was like, I don't need any more. Just end it
it
there.
was a 6-hour 80s sci-fi movie. I was like, sweet, dope.
Mhm.
That's all I need.
What I'll say about Watchmen, since you brought that up, I don't technically need them to follow her story. If they wanted to follow somebody else's story, I'll be good.
So what, like an anthology series?
Yeah. Yeah,
I
I'll be
wouldn't
good.
be mad at it.
I did like the character who wore the reflective mask. I forget his name.
Oh yeah.
I did like that guy.
And he realized he was wearing the fucking thing in the mask for no goddamn reason.
And the whole show, I was like, I know that guy from somewhere. And he was the guy from Incredible Hulk who was supposed to be the leader, but they never followed up on it.
Yeah, he was. Yeah, that's definitely right. Yeah.
I was like, he looks so
Was he the leader
familiar.
was he the leader in the original Incredible Hulk movie or the one that's technically in the MCU?
The 2008 movie.
Is that the
He
one
was-
that was in the MCU?
Yeah. Because
The one with
Edward Norton.
with
in it.
Edward Norton. I was gonna say Christopher Nolan. What the
Oh,
fuck?
okay.
Yeah, even like
Yeah, that's
the blood fell on his head and his head started growing or whatever.
If Universal ever lets Marvel give Hulk his own actual fucking movie, they could probably do the leader of that.
But they've been doing Hulk so dirty in the MCU, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Disrespect.
I would say the Hulk is not so dirty that you can't change it around. There's
Yeah,
nothing happens with them that you're like, oh, it's done. Like,
Hulk at his peak is still the first Avengers. That's
because
where I feel like we got the best Hulk.
I'm actually
the
curious.
problem with okay,
No, I was gonna say I'm actually curious as talking about the Hulk and MCU, what Weapon X feels about Professor Hulk in Endgame.
I'm good with it
Yeah.
because the thing about Hulk is that he's always had different personalities.
Mhm.
He's always had, he's this way this time, he's this way another time. There's always been different Hulk. I'm not saying like, yay, Professor Hulk, I enjoyed this guy so much. It was just, I didn't have no problem with him. Like, he was cool. I didn't have no problem with him, especially because, like I said, the next movie he could be a different fucking Hulk. And, we'll have no problem. Next movie he could be fucking Grey Hulk, and he's a fucking gangster and shit like that. They can do anything with the Hulk. So,
Yeah.
him being a professor for one movie
Mhm.
isn't gonna hurt. Like, it
Well,
isn't gonna hurt.
I was thinking more along the lines of like how he compared to Professor Hulk in the comics, like in the source material.
Oh, I'm not gonna hold you. I didn't read too much of that of Professor Hulk in his
Okay.
source material to
Okay.
know too much about like the compare and contrast. And shit.
Gotcha.
So I wouldn't feel comfortable talking on that because I haven't read enough to actually give them.
Yeah.
Right. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Jokes are bad.
The next thing I noticed, or that was new this week, is they just released a trailer for the new Conjuring movie. Does anyone like care about it at all?
Absolutely.
I care about it.
It's gonna be a good movie. It's gonna be a fun time. It's gonna be a very fun time.
It'll be
They're
a
gonna
fun
tell me like
movie.
The Conjuring is like a whole goddamn universe of movies.
Yeah,
now?
it is.
Yeah, dude, it's
Yeah.
been on for a while.
Yeah, The Conjuring 2, Annabelle,
Yeah,
The Nun.
yeah. Like
La
that
Llorona.
shit was like doing universes before universes were a thing. That thing was.
To be honest, like I wanted to ask this question in an earlier podcast. It was like a question I wrote where it was like who pulled off the best shared universe besides Marvel? And like the only candidates I could think of was like the Kaiju
Universal.
verse, like the Godzilla universe, and then this
You
universe.
Well,
Guys-
no, the Universal monster movies in the old timey days, not the new ones.
Do you guys know Kind of Funny?
Kind of
Yeah,
funny.
the channel or the
Yeah.
website.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
Greg Miller from IGN.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know
yeah.
Greg
It's got
Miller.
this whole like. This is like, yeah, they have like a whole movie and review thing where it's like they just rank movie universes, and it's like that whole thing of like
You actually
cinematic.
watch Kind of Funny?
Yeah, dude. Yeah,
I stopped
would.
watching it after Colin left.
Dude, I wanted to because that was total.
Do you watch
bullshit.
Colin's podcast?
No,
That's what
because
inspired me to want to do podcasts. Like,
he's
that's who I look up to.
Collins?
Colin
yeah.
Moriarty, dude, the Pride of Long Island.
He's my favorite like gaming podcast.
Dude, yeah, his review of The Last of Us is probably it makes me cry every time I
The
listen.
thing I love about Colin is he always says what's on his mind, no matter if he's gonna get backlash or not. Like he just says what he thinks.
Yeah, but he's also a fucking douchebag.
How so?
Like, you know, what do you mean has? So he's a fucking cunt. But that's why I love him. Like he's
I never understood why people hate him so much.
he's New York as fuck. He doesn't care. He's like, yeah, this,
Did you see the controversy this week where they were trying to call him racist, and he was like, "Dude, literally my co-host is Puerto Rican, and like one of the people who runs my company is a black woman."
Well, only thing I'll say about that is you can't really say I'm not racist because I have
Yeah, look at
minority friends.
Well,
that doesn't really
they
defend
They
me.
didn't say he was racist. They were trying to say he doesn't contribute anything to anyone that's not a white man. And he was like, my co-host is Puerto Rican. A person that runs my company is a black woman.
yeah, no.
Oh, okay.
That
I
never
get
makes
what you're
sense.
saying now.
But
I get what you're saying.
The best. So you're talking about movie universes. To get back to the point,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Yeah, no, there's so many, right? Where it's I think Fast and Furious is probably like another good one, honestly. Like where if you're into that, where
Yeah.
that is like
There's a reason those movies make money.
I still want to see Hobbs and Shaw. I still want to see that. I haven't seen
I'm
it yet.
telling you guys, watch that movie. It's pretty fucking. It's the best it's the best motorcycling I've seen in a movie. Like that motorcycle's dope as fuck in that movie. So it's essentially Fast and Furious Avengers. That's what that movie is.
Mm.
It's
Yeah,
superhero.
I'm gonna watch that. Yeah.
Like based on
remember,
the
like-
it's not. It's you guys could stomach it, and you guys would be like, that ain't bad.
The last Fast and Furious movie I watched in theaters was Fast and Furious 5, just because they had the Hulk. Not the Hulk. So, they had the Hulk in it, and I'm like, oh, this looks cool. I'll go watch it, even though I've only seen maybe Fast and Furious 1, maybe a little bit of 2, and I just jumped straight into 5. And I still don't feel like I missed anything about jumping into 5.
is that the one with the wrecking ball?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, is it?
The last one I remember was when they were dragging that fucking safe through the city.
I think
I
that's
seen the
5.
clip
I think
of that,
that's
bro.
5. I think that's 5, yeah.
I don't know. Like the movie's fire. You know what I mean? Like it pivoted. It was like, listen, we can't just do street races, and then it just somehow was like, listen, we're just gonna be James Bond in call. Like it's who knows, bro. Like it just they did something, and I was like, we're
Listen, they go into space now. There's nothing off limits for the Fast and Furious movie. There's nothing off limits.
they're definitely gonna leave the atmosphere.
I mean, they
You're
did.
not going to get.
It sounds like they went the way of Machete. 'cause
Talking
now,
about
you know-
leaving atmospheres.
Ooh, nice segue.
Nolan Grayson.
Nolan Grayson. Speaking of Nolan Grayson, Invincible. Let's talk about Invincible.
Woo!
Yeah.
We got a lot to talk about.
So this was a pretty meaty episode, for lack of a better word. I saw Brandon say this is the first time he's ever had to take a break, like mid-episode.
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
I don't know about all that, but yeah, there was a lot going on. That's a lot to fucking unpack.
Yeah, bro. Like 24 minutes in, I had to press pause, and I went outside, I smoked a cigarette, I looked at the sun, like contemplating on my life. Like, dude, my girlfriend. Huh?
I said the way Omni-Man, like, he was just fucking murdering people for no goddamn reason.
No.
It was
No,
just
he had
nothing
a
like,
reason.
I mean, he was trying to teach his son a lesson, but it was still like a dickhead lesson. It's like, I'm gonna just keep murdering people so you understand that they're nothing. It's like, what?
Yeah.
Fuck?
I mean, effective lesson of like, he said, yo, your education starts now, bro. And, oh, fuck. What a crash course.
my
Bro.
That train scene is gonna traumatize him.
The train scene where he had him hold him through the train and you just see the bodies just going through the break. I was like, this is fucking insane. That is crazy.
It's, yeah, like once he held him up, and I just in my head where I was like, oh my god, he has impenetrable skin. Like, he's just gonna break the train around his face.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
But it's like, and all these other more like, and this is after watching the Snyder Cut and then watching Marvel shit. It's always, I'm just like, I just constantly have the thought, I'm like, these guys are such fucking pussies, bro. Like, I'm like, these guys cop out all the time. I'm like, these guys are such, like, it was dope seeing what would actually happen if, like, a superhero's face was put into a train, and it was like, oh my god, it's not good.
You want to see the carnage.
Good thing you brought up, like the Snyder Cut, and like Invincible does something in this that I feel like I wanted to see Superman do in Man of Steel. Is when Invincible is seeing all the destruction that is left behind his battle in like with Omni-Man, and he's like horrified, and that's what I wanted to see with Metropolis coming down around Clark and this whole battle. I wanted him to look at the record and see the bodies and feel horrified. I'm like, when I saw Invincible like doing that, even though he isn't succeeding at saving anybody, the fact that he looked at all the people that's dying because of this battle and he's horrified, that's a superhero shit. He should be feeling that pain of, I'm failing right now. This is hurting. Like, these people are losing their lives. Like, he should be horrified. This is not something that you shake off and at the end of the movie everything's cheery and light and everything. No. You should be horrified and dealing with this fucking shit. Like,
like, coming from someone who, playing Grand Theft Auto, I love chainsawing prostitutes right in the fucking vagina. Like, I love getting my money back. I love running.
Psychopath.
Like, let me find a pregnant woman. I'm gonna hit her right in the stomach with a baseball bat and Grand Theft Auto.
Jesus Christ.
It's like,
whole demon.
yes, exactly. That's why watching this and like being so viscerally affected at the trauma that Mark is watching of like, oh, fucking shit. Like, dude, getting punched through downtown Chicago and just killing more people from just one punch, and it's like, fuck.
And
like,
there's literally nothing he could do about it. It was just nothing he could do. His body was just, they were all collateral damage at that point. He just got hit and he was flying. There was nothing he could do. And I just love that, like, if you're going to show me these superheroes, like, with all this destruction and all this stuff going on and people losing their lives, at least show me them dealing with it. Show me them, like, displaying superior qualities to where they cannot move on. Like, they don't just move on from all the destruction that they just witnessed. All the destruction and death and murder. Show me more scenes of things like Mark being like, oh shit, this is fucking happening right now. Like, these people are fucking dying because my dad is a fucking psychopath.
Alright.
Like, show me that shit.
Like the best superheroes in the world were literally just looking at the screen and like, what the fuck are we supposed to do? Like,
Just,
they're like,
standing
yeah,
watching helplessly.
you're up for what, bro? What do you mean? That's
Yeah, what are we gonna do? This man could touch our skull and like,
bro. Like just going back to last episode when they brought back the Immortal just to get fucking clapped again. Like,
yeah.
And he's like a seasoned hero.
Yeah, he is that world's Superman.
Yeah.
And he got cut in half. He was like, bro, you trying me again? Bang!
He said, "You what? I already killed you, bro."
Yeah. Like, come on.
The way
They don't want that smoke.
The way they topped that fight scene off with the baseball scene.
Oh my god.
Oh yeah, that like I turned to my girlfriend and I was like, dude, that was like a Last of Us worthy cut of like when you just see little young Grayson with like his little teeth and then just him as an adult. I was like, bro, that's literally like Last of Us 2, like seeing young, like I don't know. I was like, bro, that's disgusting.
And he's like, Dad, I had you. He's like, what do you care about these people? Like they're all gonna be gone there. You know, these people are gonna be long dead, and you're gonna have nothing. He's like, well, I would have fucking had you. Like that's like it would have, you know, if all these people are gone, like you would have still been here.
Yeah,
like,
that scene was like perfectly placed. It didn't like feel forced or anything.
No, it felt like good camera work without a camera.
Yeah,
that's dude. This episode made me forget that like I forgot this was animated. Like, I was just like, my manager came to my job the next day. Like, she was off, but she rode her scooter all the way to the work just to stop by and be like, Brandon, that's season finale. Like, my coworker was like, why is a cartoon making me feel this way? Like, where they were all just like, yeah, like, I had to tell my boyfriend to turn it off. Like, I had to... Dude, it was 25 minutes of just Mark getting clapped.
Yeah. By his dad.
By his dad. His dad that you shown him like did, you know, them having a good relationship up to this point, you know, his dad training him and stuff like that. And then now you get to a place where his dad is literally beating the shit out of him and murdering all these people just to teach him a lesson. Like he literally, you see him fly down. He flew down through a fucking cruise ship for no reason other than to kill more people.
And then back up.
And then back up. There was no other reason other than to kill more people.
Yeah, he had the entire ocean.
Yeah. The one lonely just ship. Everywhere else, nah. He's like, you see those people? Yeah, fuck them.
Yeah.
You're on vacation. Not anymore.
And
welcome to Carnival Cruise Lines.
If he's a Viltrumite and there's a whole fucking planet of these people, what the fuck are they going to do?
They said he was just like an officer or something, like not even like a high-ranking.
Yeah, he's not even a high-ranking.
He's like the 18-year-old enlistment version of him. You know what I mean? Like he was just planted as like a, okay, let's see if you're worthy. Like
he's not even like the top, you know, fucking, you know, general of.
He's a loser in the Viltrumite Empire.
Like, get the fuck out of here.
Loser, and like, it's like
they have nothing for him, nothing.
And it's like, what the fuck when the Viltrumite, like the rest of them, try to come to do some shit at work.
I want to see what happens to him because he left. What are they going to do to him?
No, I brought up a theory. I've got two theories. So, number one. If they try to redeem Omni-Man, he's gonna like somehow like sacrifice himself to like save Mark or something. And my theory number two, because since the twins got arrested, and they have Mark's blood, which we don't know what they're gonna do with that yet, they're gonna find a way to like clone, like make a Viltrumite with Mark's blood or something.
I was thinking that too.
Yeah,
I was thinking that.
And they might make a Viltrumite. And those are my two theories, like as of right now.
That.
They're gonna make a Viltrumite, or Omni-Man's gonna.
Brandon knows what's gonna happen.
Redeem himself.
You need to no.
Truth juice.
Mind you, I haven't read the comics in 7 years.
This guy read all 3 books.
I haven't read the comics in 7 years, and I don't even think I got this far.
Deshaun's the prediction master. No.
Nah, you're.
I'm excited.
I can tell you this: you're 100% off the mark.
Oh damn.
Off?
None of those are true.
Oh. Well then,
Yeah.
I'm
You
sorry,
guys,
Deshaun.
let me just say this: you guys have no idea what's coming.
Well then, I'm
I
glad.
heard it gets like even more crazy.
Yeah, my nigga.
Just the
This
surface.
whole first season is the first 300 pages of the book. It's in the introduction to like him leaving Earth is literally like when the story gets interesting. This is
Here's
all.
my question. Here's my question. And we can loop back to the animation. How are they going to be able to do something like this on live action? Like, are they really going to go this far in live action?
I don't want
It's
them
gonna be
to.
yeah, it's gonna be a lot of CG. It's gonna look bad.
This works way better as animated.
Yeah.
Like-
I would agree.
Because it's
But they're doing live action, so I'm like, are they
Well, the
really
live
going to
action
be
is
able
going
to?
to be a movie, not a show. So they're probably.
But still, are they
Still,
going to be
man.
able to? Are they going to go this far in live action?
the movie's then gonna feel very truncated.
Yeah.
'Cause-
Well, no, that amount of blood is gonna get them an NC-17 rating, so they're not gonna do that.
Like, so going from
Release it on HBO Max or some shit. Oh, where's it going? Amazon,
Amazon,
like, or
yeah.
Amazon.
yeah,
Hmm.
so this whole sequence, right, of Mark getting clapped around by his dad. I'm glad that the season's over. I could fully talk about where I was talking about them rearranging stuff. The first time in the comic where Mark gets destroyed, it's by his dad. Like, that's the first fight he has, is him, like, yeah, like, that's what I'm saying. Like, them finding out that he killed Guardians of the Globe happened so quick. Like, that demon guy is so null and void, because, like, he comes, he does investigation, like, yeah, we already know Nolan did that, like, took care of it. Like, he's off planet. Like, he's not even here anymore. Like, get out of here. Kind of stuff. Like, yeah, it's like 150 pages in, you have him beat down. Like, he doesn't fight Battle Beast till the end of the book. Like, that Battle Beast thing that's after Nolan's been gone off the planet and Mark's doing his own thing as, like, a hero. And, like, that's what he chooses to do, is help this inner city guy take down, like, these crime lords. Like, that's all just building the world, because Nolan's no longer there, and Invincible is, Viltrumite now on Earth.
Mm.
So again, season 2 is going to be dope, because it's going to be exactly that, like them rebuilding, like a post Omni-Man like thing, like no one trusts him kind of stuff. Like, it's going to be like, who the fuck? That's the son of the guy who just did all this. So. I'm glad your theories are wrong. I can't wait for you guys to see it. Well, I will say you're onto something, but you're wrong. It's exciting, and
Yeah, I'm sitting there. I'm thinking about the scene where he walks upstairs and now I feel like I want to eat some pizza. He walks upstairs to his mom and like, hey, you want to order some pizza? And she's just bawling in the room, and it was just like. It's just like it hits you like, damn, like she had to watch the man that she loves, like, so that she's nothing but like basically an animal.
Yeah, right.
So, you remember how I said in the comics that's how I described her? That's because she finds out so early that she is a pet and she's nothing.
Damn.
Yeah, so that's why she's just like an alcoholic drunkie, and she's like, yeah, pour me another fucking drink. I don't care that you got one.
And okay, so that's hitting to what you was talking about before, where she says, pour me a drink or whatever.
Yeah, she's probably gonna reach some alky levels for season 2.
I mean, like I was saying, over the season, like she would fill her cup up more and more. So,
yeah, that's like she was definitely like, oh, that's okay. You only got one glass. Like, yeah, because that's yours. Like, I'm gonna use the bottle. Like,
yeah, I was just making and just like chug it.
Yeah. She's like,
that's
that's
the thing to point out to Sean, because that's a lot of foreshadowing to say, like, each time she was kind of like each time her, she was drinking more and more. Like, it's good foreshadowing that, like, our cup with, like, more alcohol and our cup throughout the season, and it's foreshadowing what Brandon's talking about, where she just, she's gonna be this next season, just a huge alcoholic.
I want you guys to read the fucking book.
I'm not gonna lie, I'm not gonna read it until the show's completely over.
Whoa, you gonna wait that long?
Are you serious? If I just told you that season 1 was the first 300 things, and the first book is 1,200 pages, that means the first 3 seasons aren't even going to be the first book. So I don't know.
I'll read that's the thing. I'm gonna read the first book. I'm gonna read each season as it comes. So I'm gonna read the first book.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
I would definitely, because I think I told you guys where I was like, either at the beginning of this episode, we're gonna get introduced, like it's gonna be like we're gonna get introduced to a new character or whatever, or it's gonna be what it is, which is like a direct continuation. So it's crazy. I just want you guys to. There's a lot more powerful. Like they set it up perfectly at the end, where they're like, "Yo, bro, now that Earth is defenseless, there's gonna be things are coming." Like, you know what I mean? Omni-Man's gone, so
because, like you said, I didn't even know. Like he said that he didn't know Earth was off limits because of fucking Viltrumite. That's how terrified people are of fucking Viltrumite. They're like, "Oh, we ain't fucking with Earth because of the fucking Viltrumite." So now that it's gone, people are gonna be like, "Oh, this is fucking open season."
Yep,
like,
it's gonna. I don't know.
It's gonna have to grow it fast.
That last shot is so cool of just like that montage.
I was just about to say, I'll just finish high school.
It's like people forget, like this guy has been mostly in a coma for most of the season. Like legitimately, he got beat up by Battle Beast, was out for a week, was just out for 2 weeks. He's still a senior in high school. Like he was like. You know what I mean? He probably got this shit in March, and it's probably May right now. He still has a month to go, and it's bonkers. So that's cool. And
Question for you guys. How do y'all feel about Amber still?
I was just about to bring that up. I hate her.
Yeah, fuck that stupid cunt, bro.
The way
she's like,
she was
now
like,
it's like you're being fake, bro.
So we both been lied to. Like, bro, just apologize. Like, saying you're. That just reminds me of like how women actually act. Like, so
where she comes
all
back
I could think.
You're super famous now. Let's fuck. It's like, get the fuck out of here.
I guess we were both lied to. Like, I'm not trying to hear this.
I don't think she was more worried about him. That's why she went to. Not that he that he became famous. Just that she was more worried about him after seeing him get his ass.
But did she have to be like? I guess we were both lied to. Like, it's not about you right now. Like, shut up. Shut up. It reminds me of like Mary Jane from Spider-Man 3. Like, it's not about you. It's about me. Like, shut up. Like, he just got in that emotional fight with his dad, and you gotta hear like your mouth now.
He literally just got punched around the world. Like, I don't care what you have to say.
Right.
I will say I hate that somebody spoiled something for me about their relationship, and
people just been saying it like out of nowhere too.
Oh, let me guess what. Say it.
I don't want to spoil it for Dracula.
Yeah, exactly.
Say it.
I don't want to spoil it for somebody else.
What did they say?
Just
No, Dracula, no.
All right, I'm gonna step away for a second. Then hold on. Just keep going, but yeah, I'm gonna step away.
Okay, spoilers for Invincible Comics. If anybody actually,
we'll leave a timestamp.
Don't want to see anything. Yeah, it's complete spoilers. So cover your ears for about the next 5 minutes or so. I don't like that. I was kind of spoiled that he's going to end up with Adam Eve as his wife. That's why I didn't like that. They spoiled that for me. Like, I didn't like that. Even though I'm sure that him and Amber their relationship was going to end somehow. I still don't like that. I knew that he, married.
Yeah, on all the things I've watched, it's like, everyone's like the things I've been saying is like, oh, redheads have more fun, and it's like, don't do that.
Yeah, like there was a tweet that was just like, I hate Amber, and then someone was like, yeah, I hate Amber in the comics too. That's why I'm glad he ends up with Adam Eve. Like, bro, shut up.
Yeah,
why are you spoiling it?
Exactly. You did not need to tell us that. Like, come on. fucking like I didn't need to know that. Like,
why
of course, I know his
tweeted,
relationship with Amber going to end at some point, but I didn't need to know that he's just going to marry Adam.
That's why I tweeted. I was like, people want you to know they read Invincible so bad that they're just gonna spoil it.
I mean,
They just want to be that cool.
Even I didn't know that they get married, so that's a spoiler for me too. Damn.
Oh, you didn't? I thought you read all of it.
No, I'm on book 2.
Oh, yeah.
Oh well.
I mean, he asked for it, so.
Yeah.
He did. But I didn't like that. It's like, oh, I'm sitting there like, you didn't need to tell us that. Like, there's no reason. But
Well,
I kind of think of,
she's good for him.
Yeah, I was
And
thinking
she describes it perfectly in the comic where she's like, listen, superhero people can't date normal people. It's never going to
I
work.
was gonna say Amber just doesn't get it.
Yeah, like, she literally is like, she understands because she's a superhero. She's like, I get it. You got to bounce off right now. Word, I'll be here when you get back. No worries.
Yeah, Amber just like she's too normal. Like she just needs something normal.
She described it perfectly when she met Amber, where she was like, "Oh yeah, I met Mark when we were masked up. Like when we were masked. Like that's how she met him, was as the true Mark. So she doesn't have to lie. It's just very comfortable around her. Like, you know what I mean?
That's why, and we can move out of spoilers chat for it now. We can move out of spoilers chat for that. But that also brings up the fact that, like, am I being an asshole when I talk about things that happen in Marvel Comics that didn't happen on screen?
Because they change it so much in the.
They do change so much, but then you kind of all right, let's go back to the Falcon and Winter, not Falcon and Winter Soldier, Captain America and the Winter Soldier movie, right? When I'm like, oh well, that's Bucky, and everybody's like they don't fucking know that that's fucking Bucky, and I'm just like, oh, like for me that was just like nothing, like that's just common knowledge.
I mean,
and
didn't they announce Sebastian Stan was the Winter Soldier like before the movie even came out? Like the casting, like if you went on IMDb,
wait, what are you guys talking about? I'm lost here.
The Winter
Captain
Soldier,
America and the Winter Soldier.
How Bucky's the Winter Soldier.
All right, thumbs up if I can come back.
You can come back. You're good.
All right.
Yeah, you can come back. You're good.
I was saying, like, did they not announce on like IMDb? Like, you couldn't look it up and it said Sebastian Stan, the Winter Soldier.
You could if you're somebody who looks up stuff like that. You actually probably could.
What you missed is that Mark turns out to be gay, and he goes out with
with the friend
William.
Yeah.
Oh, who takes in the ass?
William.
Oh,
but he turns out he's not gay. He just likes having a penis in his butt.
Oh, okay.
It's totally not gay. Just fine.
He says no homo before it.
But yeah, I'm like, that's like but it's like saying like, I'm like to other people, I'm like, oh yeah, that's Bucky or whatever. And then for like people who don't read comics and people who's not reading like spoilers and casting news, to them that's a fucking spoiler. So like sometimes I feel like I have to like maybe I should hold back on some comic knowledge. Even though like you said, Deshaun, they change a whole lot. There's a whole lot that they change that's going to be a surprise, but there's other stuff where I'm just like, it feels so much like common knowledge that it doesn't even feel like a spoiler.
Well, the only thing I didn't talk about was like in the original Avengers when they first showed Thanos, and I was like telling her about, oh, just wait till you guys see what Thanos does. Like I wouldn't spoil that, but like things like Bucky being winners, like I don't know, it was in the Ultimate Alliance game, so
that's not major spoilers.
I mean, but still, if you don't know going in, it still is a spoiler. Like,
okay. Like that's a surprise for some people.
True. You can't just assume that everybody knows.
You go watch Spider-Man without watching any of the trailers, you're gonna be like, wait, Peter Parker's Spider-Man? Like,
I mean, listen, you have to live under a rock to not know that Peter Parker is Spider-Man. Okay.
Peter Parker is literally like Spider-Man is like literally one of the most famous superheroes on the planet. It's like
I'm just gonna write a Clark Kent comic.
Do it. Do
it.
Not gonna lie. Last night I just read Amazing Mary Jane comic. It's just about Mary Jane.
Yeah, I'm like,
what you think of it?
I actually like Mary Jane, so I like the story. It's just her on a movie set, like interacting with Mysterio.
Yeah, she's working with Mysterio and shit. I didn't read that.
Bro, why aren't you sharing, dog? So
he-
looking at you.
With his little chopsticks and shit.
Relation count.
Little chopstick and shit. But no, I read the Amazing Spider-Man series and it kind of connects to that as well, Deshaun. But I didn't actually read Amazing, Mary Jane because I had zero interest in that. Like, to
I
be
just like
honest,
Mary
I
Jane
didn't.
though.
Yeah.
I mean, and so you enjoy that comic.
Yeah, like I'm not gonna go out and watch like Pennyworth and shit like that. Like Mary Jane is just a one-time thing. Like I
What
read that one.
happened to the fucking
Anyway,
Alfred?
Before I read
Yeah,
before I read Amazing.
I prefer
Mary
Alfred
Jane.
when he's just a butler.
you know
Yeah.
they were working on an Alfred show.
Yeah, I know, but
It's
fuck
still
it.
there's actually an Alfred show that exists. It's out.
It's
Yeah, I
out.
know. That's why I brought that
Yeah,
up.
it's been out for a minute now.
Oh
yeah.
damn! I thought they were still like in production hell or something like that because nobody fucking asked for it.
Nobody
Honestly,
talked about
it
it,
would be
but it's been
so
out for
fire if it was canon that Bruce is like the DNA clone of Alfred, and it's really just like Alfred is training his little self to keep on the legacy. That shit.
But that's
I
too much down a
immediately
fucking
have thought
rabbit
of
hole.
Doctor Evil and Mini Me. Like I don't like it. I don't like it.
That reminds me of
It's
when
like
Palpatine-
Batman. It's like
Palpatine-
that'll always be what it is. Like where Batman, once he's older, will become Alfred, and he will teach the new Batman. Like that's the cycle. It's like
That reminds me too much of
Brandon.
Palpatine creating Anakin. And
He's-
Brandon, what you just said though. It's kind of
Pretty
like
fucking genius.
the plot of.
Isn't that
No,
crazy?
it's kind of the plot of Batman Beyond. Because
Yeah.
Terry McGinnis.
Because like, why is the mansion always empty? Why is it just Alfred there? It's like, what are you taking? There's something creepy here. It's
No,
like,
I don't. That's too much down a rabbit hole. But like I said, they've already done it with Batman Beyond and Terry McGinnis, who
True.
actually has
I don't like it.
Bruce DNA in him. Whatever.
Usually,
I don't like it.
I don't know. I don't know if that's
Usually-
I don't know if that's just the animation or that's comics as well. I have to look at
it's,
that.
yeah, isn't he his son or some shit?
His DNA was used to make Terry McGinnis.
yeah.
Oh, you're talking about Terry. I thought you were talking about Bruce Wayne.
No, to make Terry McGinnis, Bruce Wayne's DNA was injected to like somehow injected into Terry McGinnis' parents. Somehow injected. I don't know. I forget if it was like the the fertilized egg or something like that. But Terry McGinnis is genetically connected to Bruce Wayne.
I don't know. I
That's
just
kind of
hate
what
any
that-
stories that have to do with clones and multiverses.
I love clones, bro. I think cloning is probably the most effective like storytelling. Like that's why I love the Mahler twins in Invincible, dude. Like, it's so great, and it's awesome.
Well, I don't hate it when it's like small parts of a story, but I hate it when the story wraps around that completely.
When it's
cloning.
the whole plot device.
What do you mean? That's literally the whole thing. Like Metal Gear Solid
No.
4,
That's different though. That's different.
like old school. It's just 35
There's
years
so
old.
many clone stories that I don't know if I love them, but I do like multiverse stories. I'm all for multiverse. I'm all for a
The
different
only
version of
multiverse
a
thing I
different
like is Ultimate Reed Richards becoming the Maker, and like that's like the extent of it.
That is dope. But no, there's a multiverse story called The Exile. It's fucking awesome. I fucking love it. Where it's basically a bunch of mutants. It's a mutant team that travels around the multiverse, like correcting things happening in the multiverse.
Mhm.
And it's a group of mutants all from different realities. So it's like Blink from this reality.
Oh, that's cool.
Mimic from this reality. And it's some of the your favorite mutants that you liked before, but them from a different reality and stuff like that. And they're all brought together on this team.
I like
Exiles is a dope book. I love it.
I love those like Suicide Squad like setups where it's like, listen, we're just gonna take characters that are expendable and that are in like the back catalog, and we're just gonna.
Yeah, and that's the Exiles are kind of expendable to the
Right.
point that like the Exiles they're only on this team because they were supposed to die in their universe.
Mhm.
Like they were taken from their death. So it's like now they're on this team and going around other multiverses. So I'm all for a multiverse story. Like, I'm all for that.
I'm telling you, it's a. Talking about multiverses. Did you guys see the new Netflix movie, The Mitchells versus the Machines?
The who?
No, I plan on it though. It looks fun.
All right, bro. It's an okay movie. Animation is probably the best animated movie I've ever seen. Like in terms of like the animation quality, and it's the same studio that did the Spider-Verse. So it just gets me hype as like it's a tech demo for what they're gonna do for Into the Spider-Verse 2. And my dude, the animation in that movie is so sorry. That's just cool because seeing all the Spider guys was dope. I can't wait to see that.
I was just thinking of that. Like, I love Spider-Verse. Like, that's a 10 out of 10 movie to me. But to be honest, I could have had a movie with just Peter B. Parker and Miles. Like, all the other Spider-Mans could have not been in it, and I would have.
Hey,
you still would have liked it.
I'm not somebody who wants all the. I don't need Tobey Maguire and Andrew whatever.
Garfield.
Yeah, I don't need them to be in the next. I don't fucking need that shit. I don't.
It was cool because we did get 2 new Peter Parkers in that movie, and it was just cool because like it just kept on of like that's.
I didn't need.
All I need is you do it. You just do it once. I just don't. I don't need them to do it in live action too, and I don't need all that.
No, that's why I love the sped up version. Because like you guys have seen this a bajillion times.
Yeah. Like that felt like awesome because you knew who your real audience was with that movie.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. Like when you guys are talking about Mortal Kombat, where it's like you guys like the Mortal Kombat version because they gave little 10 minutes to the characters, but it's like I prefer when it's the whole thing is like you're going to the movies with a friend who obviously was like, hey, come with me to see this movie. It's like just turn to the person next to you and he'll tell you either during the movie or after the movie all the references, and he'll fill you in. You know what I mean? Like, it's a social thing. Like, you can find out. Google it. Like, there's information to be sought if you're interested. Like, if you really wanted to know, why did Liu Kang just do that leg thing? You're gonna Google it and be like, oh, that's a move in the thing. Or like, you know, it's cool when you're not told everything. Like, when you're just dropped in and you're just treated like an adult who paid $20 and you're gonna scan the frame of everything and hopefully
that plays to the whole kind of script writing thing of show don't tell, right? You don't treat your audience like they're stupid.
Yeah.
Because they're gonna feel offended. Like, why are you holding my hand through all this? You know, I can, as a logic thinker, I can put 2 and 2 together.
Yeah.
And speaking of that, something I noticed with like a lot of, you know, the younger cartoons that comes out on like your Nickelodeon and your Cartoon Network and stuff like that, and your Disney. I feel like a lot of those cartoons hold children's hands. Like I feel like they treat children way dumber than they actually are. Like I feel like you can I feel like they dumb down a lot of the cartoons for children these days.
Wait, well, like which ones?
I mean, just like a lot of the cartoons, like Ben 10,
I haven't seen any of like the new cartoons.
Ultimate Spider-Man, like
Powerpuff
everything just
Girls.
feels so it's everything just feels like they dumb it down to where like I was watching shows like when I was a kid, watching shows like Gargoyle. It wasn't dumbed down for me. Like it was.
Let me just clarify. We're talking about the remakes for like Ben 10, Powerpuff Girls, and stuff, not the.
Not the originals.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, because I was gonna say, like, I stand to the fact that him from Powerpuff Girls is one of the most progressive character designs.
Yeah, no, I'm not talking about. Yeah, we're not talking about the old one. We're
Like
talking
Teen
about.
Titans Go with like Robin twerking and stuff. Like
Yeah,
I don't feel like. I feel like they treat kids like they're a lot dumber than they actually are. When I was a kid watching things like Gargoyles, that like it didn't treat me like I was an idiot at all. Batman the animated series.
No, not at all. If anything, it was very adult for what we were, you know, for the age that we were.
But still, kids could love it too, though.
Oh yeah, we did love it.
And that's the thing. Like I feel like a lot of cartoons now, at least on network television, they dumb it down for kids too much.
That's why I always say like in like kid movies and shows, I hate fart jokes, bro. I hate them.
Yeah,
they do so much.
It's low bar. It's low bar humor. It's low bar.
Hey, listen, I'm still a Three Stooges fan myself.
I'm sorry, it's effective.
Man.
But like you watch like a cartoon that's like that Netflix made, and it's like I forget what's the fucking I forget, it's one that I enjoy, and it's like it's for kids, but I enjoy it. Like I don't feel like it's like it wasn't dumbed down. Sorry, Glitch Tech. I love Glitch Checks on Netflix,
Mm-hmm.
and it's like it's purely a children's cartoon, but I don't feel it never feels dumbed down.
Right.
Okay,
And
I see what you mean. Have you guys watched Hilda on Netflix?
Mm-mm.
Hilda, no.
Ooh, okay, that's a really good show.
Well,
It's like female Zelda who goes. I don't know. That's a crazy show. But yeah, it's like a kid show through and through, but it's just got like a holistic ass message where it's just about like loving your friends, and I don't know, but it's not dumbed down. Like the content's still very like real,
Yeah.
and she's yeah.
Mhm.
So,
Voltron Legendary Defender on Netflix. Not dumbed down, you know.
I feel like that's not a kid show. That's a young adult show.
Mm-hmm.
Those are young adult shows. Like,
Well, I
girls
mean,
are-
honestly, if I was a kid right now, I'd probably watch Voltron. Like, my
Yeah,
parents
right.
would probably let me watch Voltron. Like,
because kid, I would say is like what 4 through 6, 4 through 7, and then young adults like 9 through 13.
that's young adult? Nah, bro, you surely tripping.
What do you mean? Absolutely. Because then teen is like 14 through 18.
I would say young adult would be like more shows like Code Lyoko or something like that. Like adults care about like young adults, like teenagers care more about like stuff like Code Lyoko.
Like Harry Potter's young adult type shit, where it's
Right,
like
but those are teenagers. Those are like people in high school.
I made
Yeah.
fun of my girlfriend for reading Harry Potter when she was in college. I was like, "What the fuck are you doing reading Harry Potter?"
Bro, chill. I'm almost 30. I'll still fucking
I,
read Harry Potter.
yeah, I'll
Suck
still
it.
read those.
Oh no, I was like 24.
Exactly. Like she said, she was 24.
I'll read those
So?
right now.
Listen,
I'll read
I'll
those right.
I'll laugh at
you know what I always have on deck, bro? The whole goddamn series.
I mean, that's
You
pretty.
gotta get the 4K version.
Yo,
I don't know,
Dracula,
okay.
I want to rewatch that because I feel like
Oh, it's a
I
test.
didn't feel the
Part
the
2 is
full-
the best. I don't care what anyone says.
I feel like I didn't feel the full effect
Prisoner of
of the
Azkaban.
movie
Fight me.
because the problem is you watch them so like there's such a gap in between, like there's like a year or two gap in between the movies that I feel like if I just watched them all together I probably would enjoy them a whole lot.
Yeah,
Yeah.
talking
I
about
feel like-
shared universes, that's a.
Fantastic Beasts is the first
They
movie was
fuck-
actually pretty good.
Yeah, but they fucked up with Fantastic Beasts.
There was no reason to make that bullshit.
I mean, the first one was definitely worth watching. The second one's trash.
Did you read
Though.
the book?
The
No.
book is yeah. I was gonna say the book is just a bunch of fairy tales.
I mean, did you guys watch the
Not-
first
not
movie
even.
though?
The book is just like a glossary of. It's like a bestiary.
Yeah, it's like a.
Yes.
yeah,
No.
it's
What am I
like-
thinking of? Not Fantastic Beasts. The other one.
There's Quidditch. There's 2. There's Fantastic Beasts, which is the red one, and then there's the green one, which is Quidditch throughout the ages, and which tells like the history of Quidditch, which I felt like would have been a way better. Like,
You didn't like the first Fantastic Beasts movie?
nah, bro. Like, dude,
Really?
because Newt Salamander was like, it's not the story. Like, it's would have been cooler if they just told like an anthology. Like that would have been better as like a series where it just tells different
Yeah.
Yeah.
beasts
Again, just anthologies.
are better.
It sounds okay. Here's the thing with anthologies. They sound better in theory, but in execution, most of the time don't fucking work. Look at all these anthology series. Like, look, for instance, if you take a look at Shudder, the streaming app for horror movies, they have anthology series on there. There's one called I'm sure you've seen it's a reboot, Creepshow. Creepshow is very hit or miss. And that's the thing with anthology series. You get different directors, you get different actors and stuff like that. So it is very hit or miss. So in theory, it sounds great, but in execution,
Yeah.
it's a little harder.
Things with like Black Mirror, I gotta watch the description to see if I'll even watch it or not.
Well, no, that's not fair. You should just go into it and take it for what
I
it
mean,
is.
yeah, I get what
I was
you
gonna say,
mean,
yeah,
but, like,
I watched them without.
'cause
Yeah.
Black Mirror.
Because Black Mirror and you that's like a Twilight Zone type show. Those are the shows you just watch and you just kind of you react as you watch.
Yeah,
I
Yeah.
don't feel like
Yeah.
you watch.
Because the
can't-
descriptions don't. Because obviously they're not gonna try. Like they're not gonna give you the reveal. Like you can't really describe. It's gonna be like there's a neighborhood of people and something goes wrong. It's like okay, well,
Exactly. They're not gonna reveal the twist and
yeah, like you
because those
guys.
shows all have like their own twists and shit like that. They're not gonna reveal that.
Because sometimes it's not until the very last line where it's like it changes the whole thing. Where it's like, oh fuck.
Exactly. It flips the whole premise on his head with just one line.
Yeah, I get what you mean.
Like Cabin in the Woods is one of those movies where
Oh,
you
yeah,
gotta
definitely.
watch that movie.
I fucking love that movie.
Yeah, I love it.
Oh.
I love it.
You stop it because
I love it.
there's a point halfway through where it's like you're supposed to be like, nigga, this is so boring. Like, let's just bounce. Let's change the channel. But like, if you stay and it's
Yeah.
like, you're like, oh shit, you're rewarded for the whole first
Fucking
half.
love it.
So
love
it's
it.
like, you know what I mean? Just yeah, no, anthologies are dope because it allows. Shut up, Hazel.
No, so
funny thing,
Weapon X, you never watched all the Harry Potter movies?
No, I did, but it's
Uh.
just that because there's such a gap in each, like a 2-year gap in between like each movie. You like kind of forget stuff
came
going
out
in.
every November, bro.
Huh?
It was literally every November 17th.
I just felt like I kind of forgot stuff going into the new movie.
No, it definitely wasn't every November because when I graduated from boot camp, the last one came out, and that was not in November. That was like late summer. I was sweating
That was-
my dick
Yeah,
off.
the part 2 came out in July. I remember that.
Yeah, that was like late summer.
Yeah.
And it's like I just feel like
Why did
I
say
feel
boot
like
camp?
you could treat the Harry Potter movies like episodes because there's so many of them. And I feel like if you just read them all together, you probably might appreciate them more. I don't know because I haven't done it yet, but you might appreciate it more than when you had to take a break in between each one.
I feel
No.
like, for like me personally, like I feel like I grew up with the characters.
Yeah.
Yeah, same.
Like, that's like the type of shit where it's like some people had Star Wars, I had Harry Potter. Like,
Yeah.
Oh, I had both.
no. No.
I mean, like as far as growing up with it,
like you weren't there when that shit was. You know what I mean? Like there was
Yeah.
those kids that
Oh,
were
okay, yeah.
I see what
They
you're
saw
saying. Yeah,
Star
yeah.
Wars, like in theaters, like where they were like they grew up with that.
Yeah, I never
Mhm.
had Star Wars because like
You know what I mean?
episode 3 came out when I was like 8 or 9.
Yeah,
Someone-
I definitely remember.
About Star Wars. You know what I mean? Like you found Harry Potter because your crush was reading it, or like you know what I mean? Like you saw that shit and you were just like, because it was targeted for you because you were the child that they were trying to reach,
Mm.
and then you were like, oh, what's this fucking weird story about this kid with the scar? And then you know, bam,
I
11 years.
watched the VCR of the first movie like every day. Like, VCR.
Dude, I remember when I first got that book, my mom had got it for me, and I started reading it, and I'm like, man, this is fucking boring.
I read this last book in a day, my dude. My mom.
Oh yeah, me too.
My mom found. I think she said it was like the third. It was like the last copies of that Barnes and Noble, and she brought it to me. I went to a barbecue that day, and I was just same thing with Invincible, nigga, where I read fucking 600 pages and I was just.
Yeah, man.
No, I'm
I
sorry.
could've
I
put
did that
the
with book
second
4,
book down.
with Goblet of Fire.
So, yeah.
That was the first one I pre-ordered because that's because I had gotten into it once the first 3 books were out, and then I rented the first 3, and then I was like, oh, I'm into this shit. And, like I was like, oh, the 4th book's coming out in a couple months.
I love and I also love how they get more mature with like each entry too.
I mean, yeah,
Yeah.
because they're getting older.
Like it starts off as like a kid movie, and then it just like turns into a teen movie, and then like
well,
basically like
that's because they
adult.
changed directors, and then that director.
Yeah, true.
The director for Prisoner of Azkaban was what made it turned it to that darker territory.
Yeah, it got more gothic.
Yes.
Like that was just his style.
Which is why I
So-
liked it when I was in high
First-
school,
That's
because I
also
was like,
the first
you know,
two
that
movies are
goth
like
kid.
perfect like Christmas movie.
No,
They
the
feel like
first.
Christmas.
I love the first 2. The tone of
Yeah.
the first. And that's what it should have been. Honestly,
But it's too lighthearted to go
Yeah, the
through
Voldemort stuff.
with all the Voldemort stuff. It's way too lighthearted.
I mean,
For as far as tone wise, it wouldn't make sense. Voldemort is showing up and killing people, like no fucks given. Just
Like, the
see
Cedric
you
Diggory
and-
thing wouldn't work with the tone of the first 2 movies.
Yeah,
Listen, I'm not calling that man Voldemort. His mama calls him. His mama named him Tom Riddle. That's what we're gonna call him.
why are you calling him by his government name, bro? That's fucking rude.
His mama named him.
You might as well say Tom Marvel or Riddle.
I know. You're just saying his whole name, throwing it out there for the fucking whole interwebs.
Tom Riddle.
Is that even his like government name though, or is that like was that like his real name?
That was
like,
his
what he was
given
born
name, I
with?
think.
Mhm.
Or was that
I
the name he
believe
got
so.
like an orphanage?
nah.
I think that was his given name.
I
His
don't
mom
know.
fucked the
I think-
snake,
and
and then he
the-
came out and he was all kinds of crazy. I don't know.
Nah, definitely not. He was just like, Trump supporter, and he was just doing some bad shit, magic, where he was like, half-breeds suck. And
Yeah.
We are completely just eviscerating all of Harry Potter. We're fucking this up. J.K. Rowling is just mad at us
You
right
said that it reminds me of
do whatever you want
a
with
film
it.
that I saw on a show I love, The Magicians. The Magicians, awesome show. It's
I got to season 2 of Magicians.
like Harry Potter before it does. It's fucking awesome. But,
I think I have the book.
Ooh, have you all read Deadly Class?
Yeah, you told me. I think you told me you had.
Yeah,
the
I think
book.
I showed you that I had the book.
Yeah, but they make this joke where they say, okay, a time traveler goes to Vienna, whatever year that Hitler's in, right?
Mhm.
Sits down at the bar next to a young Hitler, and young Hitler having a drink. He says, "You know what I hate?" The time traveler goes, "What? Jews?" And a young Hitler goes, "Oh, now that he says it, now that
Oh
he says
shit!
Yeah, I told you, bro. Time traveling, bro. Time travel messes everything up. It's
Oh,
no
so that honestly ties into.
He never thought about it until the time traveler told him what he did, and he's like, "That's
yeah,
That also-
like, yeah. Now that you mention it, yeah.
That also relates to the Silver Surfer comic I brought up too. That just made me think of that.
Hold on, Deshaun, hold on for a second. Let's see how much it is.
I saw it on Amazon. Well, the hard copy on Amazon was like $15.
Shit, nigga.
But
So
I
then
love,
the digital
for
probably
one,
cheap.
I love time travel stuff, so I love that joke because it was like the time traveler basically was the one who fucking.
That's even more reason
Okay.
you'll love Silver Surfer Black. Weapon X. That's even more reason you'll love Silver Surfer.
So, man, I love time travel shit, man. That's my shit.
Is it 112 pages long?
I don't know. I read it on Marvel Unlimited, so I just read the 5 issues.
Yeah, it's only 5 issues, so it's not
Yeah, they were about
Silver
22
Surfer
pages
Black.
each, so that sounds right.
I like Silver Surfer Black 1 through 5.
Yep, that's it. 1 through 5. It's
It's
only like
9.
20 pages each.
It's $9, bro.
$9. Jeez,
Yeah, I told you.
it's
Digital.
worth.
Chacho.
It's worth.
Art is nuts.
See, so I was
Alright.
trying to think, like, preparing for this podcast, I was trying to come up with, like, some sort of, like, rating system that we could start using when we review movies and stuff.
Oh
But I
boy.
couldn't think of some, because I don't want to do 1 through 10, because I feel like that's so arbitrary and boring.
Bro,
So I couldn't think of a rating system.
I'm gonna rip it straight from Kind of Funny, bro. It's the 3-finger review.
I was gonna say, I was gonna think if you guys watch Jeremy Johns, I was thinking his ratings.
It's
Right.
terrible.
I forget.
You know
I
who-
forget what his ratings is. I haven't watched.
It's
the movie,
like,
but I haven't-
so like the worst it could be is like dog shit, and then it's good if you're drunk, won't remember it in 10 minutes, buy it on Blu-ray, and then awesome-tacular. I feel like that's like the perfect ratings for like movies.
I mean, you obviously can't, use
Feel
the
that,
same
feel
shit.
that.
Yeah, we gotta make it our own, you know.
Yeah, I know. That's why I was like, I'm trying to think of something like that.
There's
Yeah.
bad, there's good bad, and then there's just good movies.
But
True.
that's too black and white. There's no
Okay.
gray area. There's no room
bad
for.
movie. Be like, yo, don't watch.
Pacific Rim 2.
Yeesh.
Nah, don't watch the new Hellboy. That's a bad movie.
Yeah, I've heard.
You know what I mean? A good bad movie is American Pie.
Yeah.
A good
My
movie.
version of good bad movie is like Spider-Man 3, but like you can still get entertainment out of it.
Yeah, that's a good bad movie too. X-Men. All the X-Men movies are good bad movies.
Like movies you can laugh
I
at.
immediately think of the scene where he comes out with the black suit.
Like bad movies are movies that you don't get, like Fantastic Four, like the remake. That's a bad movie.
Those are just bad movies.
Oy.
Yeah.
The Fantastic Four movies are just
I just
bad.
love that I was listening to podcasts about like superhero movies at the time when they made that Fantastic Four movie, and before the
Are
movie
you talking
came
about
out,
original or remake?
the remake,
Okay.
with what was the name of the director? I forget.
I just call it Fantastic.
Huh?
Yeah, I forget the name of the director. I forget the name, but I know we know what you're talking about.
Yeah. So he was, going and doing the circuits of the podcast.
Josh Trank.
Josh Trank.
Right?
There
Yeah.
you go. Josh Trank. Josh Trank was just like everywhere promoting his Fantastic Four movie. The fucking movie comes out. He was supposed to do a 2-parter with Kevin Smith. He only did 1 part because the movie came out and he disappeared.
Talk
I
about
heard he had like his own cut that was drastically different from what was released.
I'm not surprised.
He's like the original Snyder cut, like before Snyder.
But see, that's the stupid shit with studio meddling. Because what do you have? You have people who aren't seasoned writers, who aren't creative thinkers. Their job is they're lawyers. They're there to protect the company, to make the company money. What they see is dollar signs. They don't see creativity. They don't see what people like.
Right.
You shouldn't be making blockbusters if you're trying to make creative movies. Sorry.
I mean, I'm gonna disagree with you there, but what I'm saying with when you have like a MCU, what you have with a Feige, when you have somebody who's behind the scenes.
Those aren't creative. That's not. I wouldn't say that's creative. That's very tightly. That's like a nice story weaving, but it's there's nothing creative.
So where you have directors that can give their individual vision.
Yeah.
But you still, that's why you'll have like when you have a Feige behind the scenes, where even if the Marvel movie isn't great, you rarely get total trash.
Yeah, no.
You rarely get total trash.
I think that's where bad one was the Hulk, right? Honestly.
Maybe Iron Man 2.
Thor 2 is trash.
Yeah, it's but you rarely get from the MCU. You rarely get something that's total trash, and that's the effect of you have somebody.
We haven't gotten to Wonder Woman 84 yet.
Yeah, you have somebody behind the scene like of Kevin Feige that can rein in bullshit. And the other thing is that he isn't having so much studio and he isn't having a bunch of people come down on him saying, "Oh, do this, do this." It's just him, It's him.
That's why I don't understand when they say when people criticize him for not agreeing with a director, like causing the director to leave, because it still is a shared universe, so it has to fit in the.
Yeah. I mean, that's why all they do is pick up people who've all they've done is direct commercials, because they're just picking people to fill a slot, right? It's like, hey, listen, you're
not really, because here's the thing. You can't say Black Panther isn't what's his name? You can't say it isn't his vision, because you see his style and you see things that he would only do. You see things that he would only do. You can't say Guardians of the Galaxy is definitely James Gunn.
I mean, but those are established directors with visions and stuff. But I'm talking about for the newer stuff. It's they're just picking people off the street essentially.
I mean, they got Sam Raimi to do this new Doctor Strange.
Here's the thing: they got what's the name? What's that director now? What's the director name that's doing external? Well, Eternals.
I forget who the director is.
But she's now getting a lot of the Asian woman. She's now getting a lot of acclaim now, but she wasn't a big director. But she's getting the acclaim now and stuff like that. And it's he's giving a smaller director a chance to put their vision on something that's huge. So that's definitely a good thing.
Yeah,
she had come out and said that this movie is her vision. She didn't feel she had a bunch of interference or any of that. She felt like her vision. Stuff like that. It's funny whenever a director in MCU says that, because people just expect that, there's somebody in the MCU saying, "Don't do that, you can't do that." But a lot of directors go, "Oh no, I felt pretty free. Yeah. And then you have fans on the internet "Oh, they're lying. No, Marvel doesn't let you do anything creative."
That's when I brought up before that Joss Whedon said it was his idea to put Thanos as the guy in Avengers 1. Marvel said he could bring whoever he wanted, so Joss Whedon's I want Thanos.
The problem is people hear shared universe and think that that automatically means that he isn't giving these directors any leeway to do what they want, and that's not the case. He's still letting them do their vision. It's just they still have to fit in the universe.
Yeah.
That's why.
A nice collage.
What's his name? With an E name. He was supposed to do Ant-Man originally.
I know what you're talking about.
Not Edward.
I know who you're talking about. The guy who wrote Shaun of the Dead.
Oh,
Exactly.
oh
Edgar
shit,
Wright.
Edgar Wright. Yes.
Edgar
Damn,
Wright.
that would have
That's
been.
his name.
And people like
I totally
see, that's
forgot
an
about that
example-
whole fucking fiasco.
That would have
And
been.
people like, that's an example of the MCU not letting you do what you want.
Mhm.
You know, they're not giving directors freedom. And it's like, I don't know. We don't know what the real issue was, but I know that at the end of the day, it has to fit in universe. And he might have had plans for certain characters that,
They,
like, he
yeah,
goes,
didn't fit.
well, no, you can't do this with this character because we're planning on doing it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and it's just things. Some of those things you have to work on. No, you
Yeah.
can't use this character because we're planning to do this with that.
Yeah.
And it's like some directors aren't going to be good at that.
Yeah, you can't kill this character off in the first scene because he saves the MCU.
Yeah,
and-
right.
and
Exactly.
the community. Yeah.
Exactly. You can do what you want, but you can't do that with this character.
Yeah.
And it's like not every director is going to be good with that.
Yeah.
hmm
Yeah, exactly. So
Mhm.
that doesn't mean they aren't getting the freedom. It's just that they have restrictions. And the problem is, and the thing about restrictions, some of the best content come out of restrictions.
Yeah.
Some of what they say. Some of the best content come when you have to work within restrictions.
Yeah.
Sometimes when you're given too much freedom, you don't actually, produce quality content.
That's
Yeah.
the whole thing of yeah, you just made it so deep. But yeah, it's kind of like when you restrict people,
Yeah.
like in quarantine, now you know what your like real passions are, kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
become more creative. You become more creative because
Yeah, you're just like, oh yeah, okay, I've got less to work with. Let me become more. I'm going to allocate stuff from here to use over here because
Exactly.
Like when you give like people like deadlines, like you have to be done with it by this deadline. That's like Tony Stark says, like art's
you
never
gotta be ready
finished.
by
It's
2 p.m.
abandoned.
for this podcast. It's like, okay, well, fuck, everything stops because I've got to be ready at 2 p.m. for this podcast.
Yeah, true. Yeah, Tony Stark says art is never finished. It's just abandoned, and that's how it is.
See, I feel like that's a pessimistic view because I feel like art is never finished. It's more of like a constantly weaving tapestry.
Yeah, man, everything's art, dude.
Yeah, art is never
Yep.
finished, but not because people gave up on it. Because other people take over, and they take from that previously created tapestry of ideas and thoughts and processes and and plot devices, and they make it their own.
I told my girlfriend that like last night. We were watching something. I'm like, babe, every story's already been told. Like, this is everything.
Yeah.
Nothing's like.
That's why I never get the criticism that people like try to say God of War is like too cliche and predictable. Like, it's not supposed to be unpredictable.
And that's another reason why I never get the whole, this person stole this from this director, they stole this from this. It's like, come on. That director did not create this, but he was not the first person to do this.
Quentin Tarantino is not a groundbreaking director. He stole all of his fucking techniques from previous directors.
Kind of like rap, right? Where it's like all your
exactly
samples from songs from the 70s.
But Drake says it's not about who did it first; it's about who did it right.
Yeah.
It's just that's always my see, somebody stole this from this. See, it's the same. It's like, no, that person that you're showing me right now isn't the first person that came up with this idea.
Yeah.
No, they did not steal this shit. It's
There's stories. There's stories from thousands of years ago that talk about the same shit.
Yeah.
Exactly. Come on now.
This
It's
is
all been told before. Come on. It's
Yeah.
all been practiced.
Funny story. I just thought of this like randomly. Did you guys see on Rotten Tomatoes they came up with an 80-year-old review for Citizen Kane, and that dropped it by like 1 score. And now Paddington's the highest rated movie on Rotten Tomatoes.
Really?
Yeah, Paddington too.
First of
Is it
all,
really that good, or is it just a meme though?
I think it's a meme. Because come on, it's
It has 100% though.
I
like,
don't care. It's a fucking.
there's
meme.
no way it has 100%.
It is a sequel to a movie about a fake bear, bro. Like, as much as, and listen, I am the first one to tell you that Citizen Kane is an overrated movie. But to tell me that a movie about an animated bear that is a sequel is better than a cinema classic, you're smoking.
Hey, listen, again, this is what I always tell people. They were hanging black people back in those times, so I don't really care what was going on. I don't really give a fuck, bro.
You went.
I don't really give a fuck. You know what I mean? Like, they didn't even have planes back then. I'm alright.
Look, it was groundbreaking for the time, but now, I can take it or leave it. It's a boring fucking movie.
Yeah, like, why are we watching those movies?
I don't even know what it's about, to be honest.
Citizen.
My thing about that, my thing about that is that I kind of resist judging older movies too much because a lot of things might have been groundbreaking and incredible then, and it's just run of the mill now. So I try not to go into that thinking, "Oh, this is run of the mill," because it's like that might have been groundbreaking back then.
Yeah.
It's like the original Halloween. Like,
No, yeah, I mean, yeah, I'm just being an asshole because, like, I'm watching The Matrix last night, and then when Trinity does her little crane kick, and then it's like,
that so much.
This is so fucking hype, and it's like that was the first time it was ever done. That's fucking dope. Like, yeah,
Exactly. It's like
It's
that's
the
why
same.
I watched Scarface, for the first time a couple years ago.
Wow.
And I was like, why do people love this fucking movie? But then I also have to think about the fact that
That's how I felt when I saw The Godfather for the first time a couple years ago.
And
Listen,
it's like you have to think about it from the fact of, it's an older movie, and it was great back then.
back then you
like-
weren't seeing shit like that.
Exactly.
I mean,
So I
they
think-
don't make movies like they do. Dude, I was watching Rush Hour last night, and Jackie Chan turns to the bartender and says, "What's up, my nigga?" And I had to pop.
That's right, I forgot about that. I totally forgot about that scene.
There's no way that's going to be okay.
That's
these
not
days.
fine today.
That would never pass today.
Never
Brandon,
fly.
you just single-handedly got Jackie Chan canceled.
But
People are
look,
gonna take
Jackie
that and run
Chan
with
got
it.
canceled in that movie.
Yes, he says, "You're saying this. What's
That's
up,
why a
my
lot of things where people get mad and go, "Oh no, this is unacceptable." Like, cause they'll judge older stuff and be like, "Oh, this was always unacceptable. How could you ever?" And it's like, no, it wasn't always unacceptable. Like, it wasn't like we
Yeah.
joked about certain stuff, we said certain things. It was just like,
Yeah.
it
Oh, dude,
wasn't-
South Park got away with so much shit. Family Guy got away with so much shit.
People who annoy you, niggers." Like, that shit was fucking hilarious, bro.
It's just
I
like
have to see if I have to
always my thing
censor
about
that.
people judging stuff based on
Oh, sorry, but that Jackie Chan clip, I was like,
10 years ago. 10 years ago. The world changes a lot. Like,
It really does.
dude, that's Jackie Chan just straight up saying that line twice with a smile.
Yeah, with a straight fucking face. And like knowing that he's saying something fucking bad.
No, but it's awesome because he literally gets like he gets punched in the throat, and then like for the whole fight, he's like coughing on like the word "nig," like, you know what I mean? Like,
Right.
it's
So like he still got his comeuppance because he got like
exactly.
you still got hit for it.
Just like, I mean, and people always say, well, let's, I mean, I think we brought it up before, but like Tropic Thunder. Even though people go, oh, it's satire, we would have been fine with it. No, the fuck you would not have been
Yeah,
fine
we
with
brought
it.
that up with the Boondocks too.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's no way you would have been fine. Stop the lying. Like, y'all would have tore that movie down. Y'all wouldn't have just let it go to the satire. Shut the hell up. The only reason y'all are good with it now is because y'all know it came out, years ago, and you thought
It was
funny.
acceptable at the time, and yeah, it was okay to
Exactly.
laugh at it back then.
Exactly. If it was made today, you would have.
I mean, but that's sort of like saying like, oh my god, no, but it's okay. Like, we all like just drank whiskey while like the black man took his last breath as he like swung. That's totally
I
fine.
mean, kind of.
We-
It's not the same thing.
So
It's
that's
not.
your
Yeah.
That's
some
that's
things where it's just you gotta just be like, yeah.
It's like there's levels to this shit.
That's-
There's levels.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Like in the Invincible comics, like when he's like that recurring joke every time he flies someone where he's like, "Oh, this is so gay." I was like, "Ew, this is cringy."
Yeah. Exactly. It's like, and it
Wait, he
makes you
says
think
that?
In the comics.
Yeah,
But
it's
then you
like,
also got to remember the comic
Yeah.
came out in what, 2003?
Exactly. So back then, people were still referring to
Yeah,
things that they
this
didn't
is-
like as that's
this is
gay.
back when we had those ads where it was like, "Stop saying that's so gay."
Mm. But it's funny because if you were to go maybe a couple years prior to that, there was the what was it, the hashtag truth, the anti-tobacco commercials where they're like, "Oh, you're smoking a cigarette, that's gay." It's like, y'all motherfuckers, man.
Exactly.
Like,
That's
So
dude,
it's like the world changes too much for people to be judging stuff based on shit that happened. Like, I mean, civil rights shit, you know, this human rights shit, you can judge that shit. But like certain like, you know, words and shit like that, like and certain things said and done, it's like it's levels to this shit. You can't just
Yeah.
be like, you know.
I mean, look, and I think I've heard it said the perfect way. It's like, yeah, you have the freedom to say whatever you want, but other people have the freedom to be like, yo, I don't like that.
It
And
is.
they're entitled to that fucking freedom.
It is cool though having those words and phrases vaulted away, because then when
Yeah.
you hear it, all the effect comes back and it's hilarious.
You're
Like-
such a dick.
I don't know.
Like, I mean, talking about that stuff, like, listen to a fucking old, like, Eminem song. It was like,
Oh yeah.
like,
Listen, I didn't want to get into this too much on Twitter, but people really need to stop trying to cancel Eminem because
Yeah,
it's not
they're-
gonna
it's
fucking
like-
happen. He's
it's
not
their-
racist. He's
well,
not
for one,
homophobic.
you're
Like,
trying to cancel somebody who literally every step of his career, people were trying to cancel him. People were
He
trying to
canceled
cancel him before cancel him was
He
a
canceled
fucking
himself, bro.
thing. Like,
yeah.
dog, he's literally been protested against and everything else. That's why I remember somebody was like, how is Eminem able to get away with this? Why nobody ever said he wasn't? They all
Yeah,
You know
his
what's even
entire
funnier about
career he got shitted on.
You know what's even funnier about that? Like people like that are
Yeah,
always
that's
like
the way.
Tyler, like they're fans of new Tyler the Creator music, and they're it's always like, do you even know like the artist you're a fan of? Like,
Exactly. It's like, come on now. Like it's crazy. Like that's why I'm like, you can't really pay people a lot. Especially a lot of the younger, like I don't want to sound like the old man, but like you can't really pay a lot of the thing that the younger generation because they weren't there for a lot of the shit. So
yeah,
they weren't there. They don't really.
I'll
know.
judge him. I don't care.
Yeah,
All
they
right.
don't really there for a lot of shit. Yeah.
It's about that time for me, but it's been fun as always.
All right, so we're gonna give each
Yeah.
other homework for next week, so we have something to talk
Yeah.
about. Let's
Oh,
all
let's-
agree to watch Yasuke.
Yasuke. We'll all agree to watch that. No, but how many episodes are we going to watch? Let's say 3?
How many
I said-
episodes are there?
There's only 6.
Let's
I
say,
thought
and then
watch
30
them.
minutes each.
I say we
So
watch
we're going to
them.
watch all 6?
Yeah,
I could finish the entire thing on
Yeah.
Okay.
like 2
it's
days.
30 minutes. It's literally 2 hours worth of content.
Okay. Then we'll watch all 6 then. Yeah.
Because I'm interested in talking about that. Because
I like Lakeith I forget his fucking name every time. Yeah, him. I like his I like everything he's in basically.
Yeah, he's a
like one
cool.
of
He's
my
a
favorite
cool.
actors.
He just plays himself and everything. He's
I
awesome.
like it though.
He's weird. He's weird, and a lot of the things he plays in, it asks him to be fucking weird. So.
I like his character in like fucking what's it called? Uncut
Atlanta?
Gems.
Or what?
I like his character in Uncut Gems.
I cut Jim. Oh,
I
yeah.
didn't like it. I hated him, but I liked how much I like. You're
I mean,
a dickhead.
It's just like when he was in like Atlanta, right? Sort of.
Mhm.
It's just like friends of like a dealer. Like,
yeah, exactly. Exactly. It's the thing. He kind of just plays that whole role, but it's it's an entertaining one. So it's definitely an entertaining role. So.
Yeah. We'll definitely watch Yasuke, and I'll figure
Yeah.
something else out during the week.
I say we just I don't know.
We don't have anything till June coming out, so
Yeah. I mean the Bad
Yeah,
Batch.
yeah, okay. Look,
Bad Batch.
I watch every fucking thing. So if I see we Yasuke, But if I see something else that I'm like, oh, we should be watching this, I'll hit you guys up and be like,
Yeah, I play games too much to like scroll through catalogs and watch stuff.
and I could scroll through catalogs all goddamn day. Especially because when I'm at work, sometimes I'll be having shit to do. So
I'm gonna get out of here, boys. I'll see you guys.
All right, man. Take it easy.
I'll see you guys. Did you hear that, Dracula? By the way,
Yeah.
We're closing it out. What are we watching?
Yasuke.
Yasuke.
The whole thing, all 6 episodes.
Yeah.
All right.
It's 2 hours. It's 2 hours. It's 30. It's like 20-minute episodes.
Yeah,
It's
15
not
minutes
much.
episodes, 6 episodes. Yeah.
All right.
We're
So
still
we're
on,
binge
we're on
watching it.
episode 8 of Weapon X not watching Hereditary. I've still been keeping count. I haven't
Oh
forgotten.
my god.
Listen, I'm watching Scorpion's Revenge right now. Give me a
I told you from the beginning. I'm keeping count. I'm not forgetting.
This is the new thing. Fuck the vagina.
All right, man.
Have that be the thing when you send it out, and he still hasn't watched it.
Yeah, good idea.
All
I'll
right.
catch you guys.
See you guys.
Later. Catch you next Sunday.
Peace.